Why are people the worst, you guys? I barely tapped this guy, okay? I got in an accident. It was my fault. I barely tapped him. And I went up to his window. I was like, I'm sorry. Let me get you my information. I'll text you. Whatever's the easiest way. I'm so sorry. And he said, I want an ambulance. I barely tapped him. So I was like, you, you're fine. What do you mean? So he's an Uber driver, right? He has a girl in the back of his car. So I was like, when he said he wanted an ambulance, I was like, fine. So I called the police, right? And now the police are coming, and he decided he doesn't want the police anymore. But now the police are coming, and so now he's pissed at me, and he keeps banging on my window and trying to open my door, and it's just terrible. People are terrible.
Do we believe her? All right. So, not really a crash here, right? A person's in a kind of stressful situation, allegedly. They're saying, hey, I got into a crash. It was a small crash, but the person's claiming they're hurt, but they have to be fine, because there's no way, if I just bump them, how could the driver of the other vehicle be hurt? Well, here's the kicker. There's plenty and plenty of studies that since the late 70s, since we have what's called impact-type bumpers, that small crashes can result in big injuries. Why? Well, it's because it's physics. When force is applied to a vehicle, that force has to go somewhere. Typically, cars are designed to absorb most of that force. That's why usually when you see a crash with a lot of damage to those bumpers or a lot of collapsing damage to the front of the vehicle, that means that the vehicle absorbed most of the force, usually, right? Now, if there's not a lot of damage to a vehicle, does that mean there's not a lot of damage to the person? No, that force still had to go somewhere. And there's a really good study published in the Society of Automotive Engineers which talks about low impact crashes and how when the force goes through the actual body, it can be equivalent to multiple G-forces, even in excess of what like NASA astronauts experience at takeoff on the rockets. So we are talking about low impact crashes. This girl is wrong. Wrong.